The funeral cannot come on. Abusuapanin can go to court and lie. Abusuapanin star boy. I don't know the confusion in our bed. Lumba she free the one to me see. One letter that came out that if Akosua Serwaa finds her name in the funeral brochure, it's a privilege that she has gotten because she has children with her. Wait, I said they had to apologize in that state. Where did Lumba ever acknowledge broni as a wife? As what? And I've told broni, your mistake was to live in the same house with a baby daddy. That's your mistake. That your family allow you to live with the man. What duty were you playing? Were you playing the duty as a baby mommy or a caretaker? You were a nurse. Frida, Soa, Mrs. Where you need kawa, if you left, and you have share rights. A son said, broni kawa share rights. Now Jimmy say yes also. And I keep hearing. Broni never had any employment. Oh, she invested her soul life with Daddy Lumba because Daddy Lumba keeps having money when shows are not even coming. So she didn't do anything for herself. And I don't think that with all these disrespect, dishonor, Akosua Serwaa will just open her hands to receive the 6 children to Germany because they have German book. No. That is why from the beginning, I kept announcing that somebody tell Broni to back off so we'll come and beg her later that we are sorry. Why? For taking good care of Lumba as a caretaker.
Councillor Lutrot, Abusuapanin and Towo Kain, and from Pate Mamia Akosua Serwaa, if he said, Woguni Hufin, Wogai Papa Chess Abusia Utriadia, Ogai no Abusuapanin di a biko piemu a woman shiano. Sa Wogai bi. And Abusuapanin in top, and from Pate Mamia Akosua Serwaa. If he said, Waka sem a gumamin hufin, CS will be a cancer of Gobi Hufia, Abusuapanin gumamin hufi pa. If he said, this particular written word, Abusuapanin Emma, a Baba Jamal law firm, a trebab on Tresse. Sema Mamia Akosua Serwaa dimpo, ebepie a yen kratanimu, a ye brushanimua. One consider no as privilege no. That particular word no, a word there. A shell before a good man many who fin or no. And actually say a nay, a diabedum pempenso, and I say Jijnabia, a nay, Yaba Abejane. Now, or said the senate before Kura, say nay, one to sort of da. And the coin said Ghana, Emra, and I said Ghana Munipa as so. Say they Abusuapanin Kodia dance here, their modo Bruni or court. Na picture mo present ya na eye kawa ehye Broni sa right a na Abusuapanin ka say ai say de abato no that particular asem na Abusuapanin kan ne yade asabi egu awade akura ho fin sebi mpreduasa ema awade ne monyam etofom na nkampense free and because of Broni kawa ehye ne right ntino na kire so no so kawa ehye ne left wakoyi e de aba be ehye ne right. Edia na yeja as legacy ediama eye inchirima seven previousa na oso ote se ya na nkofo bi di nkomo bi se adenti ne maami Akosua brempoma hunu se that the Lumba na Broni wo na Broni ti fi honom no wan kobo eye na yere Akosua Serwaa mane se ukunu ene obi wo Ghana ukunu etwempra wo Ghana ukunu no oba bi na ti wo Ghana na kire so anko pensemu anko tasamu anko dwamu eye nsem nyina anfa ngwo no sewe. Man, I catch it. I was a son, ye know. The same previous, I may cancel to cram it ye. Sebin ya bear my crack of fam pra. Mean to mean co canch than a year. Should a component in 3 and baba. Nemo the enam no subabano, only. And young women are sabi. Ever probably so. Ama will be any year, obedient to Kurawa de la Kubu. Or no, I didn't hear Faton say. The cousin be sabin previous, a echo warrior. I'm on no cancel to no cry. And a court of friendly ding. Then the cousin in no yellow. Nanso so ogina mu ekoto akura ne din ewa abra na yiri nim efisa akura ne de oye innocent 7 previousa enye ono ena ode na no ekoka kire ne yiri ne cousin no eyire ne se ukuru no obi 7 previousa akwakowo sankomo bi ho no mo ayenka ensem bi ho no mo akire se yenka enti sankomo no a ene amanfo di no abusua ebeya kire se omu entwa so na ose ne yode afutu bi beto ho no ede mo Broni se abra asem ne hyase no enka won back off na later omo nkopa maame no achew Nanka maame no accept odo broni as oba oni ni kunu da de Lumba tena ye no. Na so beka sa asem no Ghana fo aye den edi na tem. Na enei ebeye ntene edi ama odo broni so betima raising kwada maako 6 without a father. The same time no so no ebesa ye dene edi ama ye maame Akosua Serwaa se obebie ne punato wo se oji wodom broni emma be 6 no 7 prediasa edi aba ne fie saade no so be sa ye dene edi ama eye odobroni mpo no wie no odi nkomo se impo se ne anopai kura no court edi kre se odobroni eye yiri mpa de so de abusua o kirikire mu ye mu wura mu ne nyinsam no nkire mu mra aha eye AHINTASEM TV subscribe, like and share the comments so nefa emame
na sa wote se ese afro bi Mrs. Sowapa na chese nipa no so ayeden wa wale agye emra wade atum a ohye kawa mienu na ye no ane se na mben se jimie bi nti se obi pe ne bua payo bi nti obi be ku ne ho fi ama wayi ne kawa ye de ahye ne ring finger e de ahye ne right hand just to make a point say Abusuapanin star boy I don't know the confusion in our bed. Lumba she free the one to me see no. I'm saying it on authority because Council, Daddy. See me. For Bible na called Proverbs chapter 26. 5 no. I hope you know it. Let me victory about the network name. Go.
Bua okwasia na Jimmy Samson. Na wanye na niso onyansafo.
Amen. Amen. Tie nkomo na me di no. Ade bi ya dani agro. Ye frɛ obi Mrs. Soa, Mrs. Aproko, Mrs. Apreke, Mrs. Kekekro na chese wa wale. Adimra awadi atum enti ohye kawa mienu. Na sa kawa no ye sha ye de hye ha. Ye fan share right hand na ye call court ya no by Abusuapanin Pentecost elder ye bisa na osi odo broni awade wankobi ba odinfonia kane krata asem ho didi adanse ese that the Lumba share odo broni kawa na nyame ncha de do twamfoni ni wantwa ne ye nti o mantumi anyi ni AI ambehye ba bia de hye na kawa ni hye the right hand ya bisa Abusuapanin say who ye Pentecost ni a ukwa sorry dem a hye mkrofo kawa no eya ho se de hye Abusuapanin say on the onim say de hye benku na ene namafo ba abati say odo broni mu no ho pese o be hye right hand. How on earth can that be true?
Oh, Kofi.
Yes.
Hey, wow.
Now one can we so obi onu so ya Mrs. Ya wale na ne kawa de bia or ye video a share the left. Well, would in the left they share right to make a point to support odo broni. How foolish can we be in educating people? Odo broni Akosua Serwaa that the Lumba story will go. What will be the posterity that will judge us in terms of education in these times? You are on your page educating people, singing worship songs and making people know. Yes, you go, you share your mind. It's good to share your mind. But right now, you got it to a point where you become a comic relief to people that when somebody has committed an error, that the Abusuapanin says that the ring is on the right hand because it is right for a married woman to wear your wedding ring on your right. I mean, let's stop this nonsense. Let's stop it. The laws in Ghana. Go and read the process to marry. Go and check. When you go for the training, the trainers program we go at Registered General Department in the marriage section. It is clear that hold the left hand of your spouse and gaze at the fourth finger. Slightly push the ring. Nobody has done it in the right finger before. Why are we forcing to disgrace odo broni and destroy her future? What is this foolishness going on? Why do we want this girl to die? Can we take off the children? Today, if odo broni gives the children to Ma Akosua Serwaa. She can't take care of these children because they are young. They look like grandchildren to her. They look like grandchildren to her. So what we are doing, putting pepper in fire so that although broni will cough, are we supporting her? That somebody can also remove a wedding ring and wait on the right hand in terms of supporting an error. Are we okay? Are we right upstairs? What has come over us? Nobody should speak the truth anymore. Once you come, Abusuapanin can go to court and lie. Let me ask. And because we are learning, I always ask. Hear this. Abner, Lady Victory, Esther, rich wife. When a woman's bride price is supposed to be paid, whose house is the ceremony conducted? Please, if you know, tell us. Say be your ba ho ade a be ma no be your ba no ho ade no any oba no wan fie ne your ba no ho ade mesrɛ mo Abusuapanin etna simpie so under oath say ye odo broni ho ade a onni ho bi no ye no Tantra Hill Lumba fie Lumba fie was it a naming ceremony?
Yeah.
Oh, and I've told you, it is only a disgraceful woman that will allow a man to engage you at the day of the naming ceremony of your child. It is a disgrace and a curse. Never allow it. We are using one stone to kill two birds. On your bed, Abusuapanin, Pentecost elder, a man of an astute personality that was described to us by some personalities in the media. I remember the description that what's the name of the man? Captain Smart gave the Abusuapanin and his credentials. It means he's not a common man. But here we are, telling us that he was not at the event, but he was pre-informed by a woman who died 20 years ago before the marriage happened, by spirit, that the marriage was contracted in the residence of Daddy Lumba in Tantra Hills. We are talking about Odo Broni's family. That is one of the richest families according to the beehives. Where are we heading towards? Abusuapanin. That Abusuapanin can sit and part of his witness statement provided by the lawyer on his behalf could tell a lot of evidential truths. They are not lies. These are truths with evidence battling his point that his son, precious son that he's eating from, Daddy Lumba, paid the bride price of Odo Broni in court. And his witnesses that told him about the marriage, because he keeps saying I was not there. None of them are alive. They are all dead. But they died before the marriage happened, because the woman that the alleged woman that the Abusuapanin said told him about the funeral, about the marriage, died 20 years ago, whilst the marriage was contracted in 2010. Are we learning any lesson from Daddy Lumba's death? Is there any lessons that are coming up for us? My discussion tonight is about lessons from the late Daddy Lumba. Are we fooling with the actions? Are we jimmying with what is going on? Are we hurting ourselves? I saw somebody today literally cursing Akosua of Peace FM. Normal curse, has cursed the wife, has cursed his daughters, and has cursed him. I mean, what brought us here? What brought us here? Nobody can advise anybody. I will never forget asking the same question. What is Odo Broni looking for? Why now? The family of Odo Broni, the father, the mother. I am too sad for you people. Are you happy? Are you excited that the conversation of the demise of your baby daddy is not a conversation to enhance what is going on, but it's become a conversation that, as it were, is pulling us back? ADOM broni, are you happy that your baby daddy has 2 billboards in Accra? Are you happy? Or are you happy that we are in court, that you are being sued, and the reason for your suit is that you are holding yourself as a wife, and the original manuscript of who a wife is, Mrs. Akosua Serwaa, is bringing to your notice that you are not a wife? That's a contention. And let's get education here. Are you aware that the Supreme Court has come to do jalemo of the marriage procedure? What makes you a wife? What makes you a husband? So some of the 3 things that we look is an exchange of vow with consent, a symbol which is called a ring, and the 3rd one is consummation. I don't know if you understand what consummation is when it comes to after marriage. If the judgment goes that Mrs. Akosua Serwaa is not a wife, she has been divorced, and Daddy Lumba married ADOM broni because he was divorced. Okay, that's a good judgment. But hear this: anytime divorce occurs, because by the marriage property rights, any properties that was acquired in marriage, it is added in the divorce proceedings as alimony. It has to be distributed accordingly by law. We are learning. Yes, you are there. As we speak, if the Friday judgment comes clear that Akosua Serwaa was divorced, fine, no problem. That's why she went to court. She will fight it, even though she can appeal to a higher court, because there are things that it will affect her. But I'm saying, giving it the face value, that all they are looking for is that ADOM broni should be declared by Abusuapanin as a wife. If she's declared as a wife, and Akosua Serwaa Fosu is declared as a divorcee, and it is established that she was divorced, the first demand should be her certificate of divorce. Somebody says that, is it what? If ADOM broni is declared as a wife, they will all give their certificate to government. For what? We are learning. It's not the noise they make. Let's learn. And that's why we come once in a while. Lessons. The title is Lessons to Learn from the Late Daddy Lumba and Wife. No wives. People are going to give their certificate. Hear the story very well. If the judgment goes for ADOM broni as a wife, fair enough. It can be accepted. It may be accepted or may be contested. But if there's a proof, after all the evidence we have, that truly speaking, Lumba and Akosua Serwaa were divorced, then yes, when divorce occurs, the number of years that they got married and when the divorce occurred, was there a proof of distribution of estate or any asset that were acquired during the marriage? If ADOM broni becomes a wife, like the way Mrs. Serwaa is looking forward for, and there's a proof, whether it's fictitious, it's genuine, whatever it is, that there is a divorce certificate that Daddy Lumba has. And mind you, when you go for divorce in the first place, what happens to you is that you are given 2 certificates of divorce. One for the man, one for the woman, as a proof of your divorce. So if you want to marry again, you want to do any documentation, you want to do a LA, you want to fight for a property, there is a proof of divorce. So Daddy Lumba at least has a child with Akosua Serwaa. We have a certificate showing that they are married. But if finally it is declared that the marriage certificate was cancelled because he got married, and they have a certificate showing that that's okay, I'm saying the funeral cannot come. Quote me everywhere. I'm explaining myself. Because if it comes to light that man Akosua Serwaa Fosu was not a wife by law, okay, Ya divorce mo ja awade da. Okay yate. Na se ja awade a mini Lumba eto asase. Ye to asase e wo Tantra Hills. Me san mini Lumba eto asase e wo East Legon. Me san di Lumba eto insuo machine. Me san di Lumba eto car. Me san mani Lumba sika. San so me hoka 40. Ye de koto asase we abri. Ye de koto obi wo frafraha. Ye koto 20 acres wo Akosua. Ye koto 17 acres e wo Aduagiri. Kai ebeye time. Enya will asem na make am. To what dream fi will mu. Enya will na make. E san se Akosua Serwaa fosu. Mrs. Ye kase o divorce a ese ye san kom remu se awade ben na nkrofo mienu wade a awade ni gu a ye nche agyapade a ya yabom ebe de wukrum a ebe ye I listen to me. We are learning though, because the judgment could go in favor. I'm just using the one that they will be happy. Broni was married by Daddy Lumba. Fine. Once Broni was married by Daddy Lumba, and the court says, yeah, and Team Baby Mama and the alleged right-hand Mrs. who is insulting everybody because of Broni, there is a proof that Akosua Serwaa was divorced. After every divorce, properties acquired in the marriage must be shared. Ajapadia Lumba, any Akosua Serwaa ye, SCH. Se court to say, ma Serwaa fosu a watna wadia ho nya yiri biom. Me say, se court gitu mu so nya yiri. Ne ye de krata kire. No be to me the divorce certificate ba ho say on the 28th of May 2010. This is a certificate of divorce that Charles Kojo Fosu has divorced. Don't worry. It's okay. But the funeral cannot come on, because this may be a surprise divorce to Akosua Serwaa Fosu. So she has to reorganize herself. And if truly the Lumba divorced her without her knowledge and has the two certificates, because maybe they forged it, that's okay. How would you prove a forged divorce certificate? It's difficult to prove. So she may contest or will want to take it like that. But the law too must give room that any asset that was acquired before the unknown divorce must be shared. And that must be shared before the burial. So if Akosua Serwaa can prove that whilst we were married, we bought a land in Tantra Hills, we bought a land in Weja, we bought a land in Nyanyani, 20 acres, we bought 18 acres in Fafraha, we had a contesting land that we were contesting around East Legon, and I also sent money for him to build a house in East Legon for us as a hotel. If Akosua Serwaa can remember these things that were acquired whilst we were married, then the divorce has not been done well. So the divorce must be done well, and whatever belongs to her to be given to her. So she has to place the first injunction as a divorcee on the asset acquired. That's called Alimony. And if by mistake, Lumba has collected the asset acquired and willed it to Broni by court as a wife, it will reverse, because these are not for Lumba. In the will or in the testament, you cannot will anything that you don't owe. Whatever you owe single-handedly is what you can will to any other person. But what you have acquired in marriage by the marriage rights and the property rights, you cannot give out. So I'm telling you, if judgment goes for Broni, the funeral cannot come on, because these things must be settled. Let's flip the coin. If judgment comes, which will not be news, if today the judgment comes and is proving to us that the legitimate legal wife of the late Charles Kojo Fosu is Akosua Serwaa, it's no news. It's no news. I feel hurt that a wife will go and look for clearance to be announced as a wife. because Abusuapanin has brought this confusion. This thing that we are in is who started all this? It's Abusuapanin. And as for the law court that wrote the letters that they respond, if she finds us, I don't know whether the family wrote or the law firm wrote, but that letter that came out, that if Akosua Serwaa finds her name in the funeral brochure, she should thank. It's a privilege that she has gotten because she has children with her. With. Are you serious? I said they had to apologize in that statement. Was Lumba a fool to play songs that we were playing? Has Lumba knows? Lumba stands everywhere and acknowledges Akosua Serwaa. Where did Lumba ever acknowledge broni as a wife? Munda abaya siman one of woman. As what? And I've told broni, your mistake was to live in the same house with a baby daddy. That's your mistake. That your family allow you to live with the man. What duty were you playing? Were you playing the duty as a baby mommy or a caretaker? You were a nurse. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's not a lie. Every woman is a nurse. My wife is a nurse. Abna is a nurse. Rich wife. Rich wife. I want to ask you a question if you are there. Rich wife, when you're most of the administering of the drug and the care of your children, don't you act as a nurse on their behalf?
Yes.
So you are a nurse. Are you aware?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Are you aware you are a dietitian?
Yes.
Good. So although Brody was truly a nurse.
Oh yes.
She was a nurse.
Every woman is a nurse.
Oh yes. But she was not a professional nurse.
Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
It's when you now more you know, they can't cry this thing.
The Quakran and Beckham.
You know me almost 15 years as Anna. You can't cry this thing like I don't know more to share. A year now, when the baby and one baby now.
Debut. Again, no. Dear Akosua Serwaa court me say, Abusuapanin see yen who ni so ye yire. And I don't say. And I tell me. Emre bi wo ho a ye nyina ekikyire ye. Etimeti he yamawade mienu yi. Metu bata na be wura UK, ana be wura US, ana go wura Germany. Asemesi. Me kona me ye me nkrata na me de rich wife kwose me yiri ni a. A son said German, UK, US, almost need traditional marriage. I want to back up and or baby, all the body a gin to say civil wife. Minister, I'm not saying common as here. Eti omomu nje polygamy to eti oba odi ne to krata so no ona wo yire. But what you say? Eti nkrofobia ge yo bibi. Musu ade say rich wife who koye traditional marriage e wo Ghana. Na wan koye wedding. Now beji krata as a citizen in the US. Obana ye ni fiawa de busiafo nyanim say ye fiawa de. Once you put a name on your document as your wife, the US government accept the fact that this is your legal wedded wife by law. Because they don't do traditional marriage in the US. And for their law, one man, one wife at a time. So to answer your question, under no circumstance has it been said by the German government that their citizen who holds their German book, that Lumba was a polygamous man. There was nothing like that. So if you are practicing polygamy, they cannot force you to come and marry one, but they will not accept you adding anybody as a wife on your documents. Rachel, what does here? So yes, if a man is marrying more than one on the obituary, widows, it can be written. Charlotte, Franca, but none of them can carry the name of the man. I get it. There's a ruling by the Supreme Court on marriage case where a man had 3 wives. Then all of a sudden, he got a last wife. And the last wife came and became a magadia, thinking that she has more say than the other wives. So when divorce occurred, the latest wife took the case to court, demanding hotels, demanding houses. And as if she was winning, the judgment became clear that the man was practicing polygamy. And for that matter, all the wives are qualified for his alimony. So if you have 18 wives, they have to share for all of you. Unfortunately, children out of wedlock that their mothers are not wives, they are entitled to their portion as the biological children of the man. That's the law. So as we speak, although broni has no share in that Lumba's property, but the children has, until proven otherwise as a wife. I just want to be fair. We are learning. So, rich wife, it is not that somebody wants to become Okuna. It's not that. The biggest mistake, and I will say it for everybody to go and tell Akosua Serwaa that the mistake is yes, Abusuapanin say na watch it down on your dog broni betina say co-wife. That was the biggest mistake of Serwaa.
Why would they end it like that?
2 wrongs don't make it right. We can never allow this to happen because she didn't know the implication. She was fooled. The implication is that in the German place, the wife on document is who? Akosua Serwaa. So how come if you are bringing an obituary and a death certificate to come and do a clemency of anything, you bring it and we see that there is another name? Rich wife, do you understand the direction?
Okay. That is what Akosua Serwaa is fighting for.
She's not fighting for. The Abusuapanin is the one creating the confusion. Let me just watch now final judgment. Am I here to me here? Na ebe se na akoso na me se o china ye kasa odo broni ye yire a na che se daddy Lumba da be no ja Akosua Serwaa na wa wale ne da enti we ja na agyapade o ne ye ni chefa wo he o ja se krata ye ni kokko se omo ware kota wade na empo mutie afutuo na me no empo se daddy Lumba eni Akosua Serwaa ye fia wade a omunya ko Germany ko kase ya ware fo no German fo ye ni krata wade 1 man 1 wife ayamra. It is Ochina court to see Priscilla Ofori and not Priscilla Opoku Sanya friend. Yes, Priscilla Ofori, aka Odobroni. Ochina se court to see Odobroni area. Not just a Lumba. Eja Akosua Serwaa. And a Lumba na Akosua Serwaa awade e krata awade. Not just say the krata na eja no. Krata no he. On betima you be.
Lumba so as public figure. I mean, this say obetimi apa worry Odobroni e wo krata so a o ja in the first wife.
That's it. 18 Odobroni besi. 18 abesi and Odobroni your friend will follow your friend fusu. Na ritual there yan say Abusuapanin also wan kwa wade ni bi. Etna simpie kese so wo court ka say that the Lumba ye Akosua Odobroni ho ade e wo ni fie. What a shame and disgrace. Ne papa ne mame ebetena ne so ejo ne mame na di Lumba na te according to nana ochire dom enti barima ohene ba o se obeto ono ba be hwe Lumba e wo ne yare mmire mu no obeto Odobroni mame wo fie ho no koche a nansen so ye kotena ase Odobroni papa ekodi adan dise tama daddy Lumba eba be bisa ne banase aye be ne ho be no bisa se wa wide na Lumba si dabi on wale so ni papa wo ho ni mame wo ho ena ye wa busuafo bi omo se Odobroni fisika mu omo so di omo achi ebi ye prominent ebi ye lawyers ebi ye MPs Omunya didachi. And so our software ekuku dam. Ewe nimdifo omunya nsemu do adofo ebi ti say ma evangelist Frida so Mrs. Where ni kawa efi the left e dia be share right. E san say odobroni kawa share right. Na Jimmy say yes so. It will be so be any one. There are people around her, but they have decided to use the girl for mockery. And me yak. Yes, Shasi and Mika say it's a mockery. It's a mockery, I'm telling you. And what is hurting me is that it's alleged that the last child that Lumba has with that woman is 3 years. Nobody can nest that child. Akosua Serwaa cannot nest the 3-year-old child of Daddy Lumba. And I keep hearing, although Broni never had any employment. Oh, she invested her soul life with Daddy Lumba because Daddy Lumba keeps having money when shows are not even coming. So she didn't do anything for herself. And it's alleged that she went to start a nursing school and stopped. And the nursing school is not even existent anymore. So there's no proof from the school. Because she was in hospital only before she came to Lumba's life. So maybe she decided to upgrade in the hospital settings, which is okay, but she never did. So if today anything happens to Broni, the children will go wild and useless because nobody can take care of those children. And those of you who are blaming Lumba's sister, that why will she come and if you what do you mean? Me. Mind you, if my brother calls me that a certain girl is pregnant for, you think I'll go and tell me? I'll go and tell the wife. I'm not a stupid boy. That's a family issue. And I'll keep it quiet. I'm telling you. Even me as a pastor, one of my cousins, I went to do a naming ceremony for him quietly because he has a child behind the wife. I went to do the naming ceremony and I prayed for the child because the child was innocent. So, rich wife, your question is legitimate. They are making a fool out of ADOM, and nobody wants to speak the truth. Man, sugar, I know you are confused. I know you are worried. The number of children ADOM is controlling, without a man, it will be difficult. Without a family support, it will be difficult. And I don't think that with all these disrespect, dishonor, Akosua Serwaa Fusu will just open her hands to receive the 6 children to Germany because they have German book. No. That is why from the beginning, I kept announcing that somebody tell ADOM to back off so we come and beg her later that we are sorry. Why? For taking good care of Lumba as a caretaker. Ghanaian says, I didn't speak well. So, rich wife, the statement and the pollution in the market that Akosua Serwaa is the one causing confusion. Rich wife, I'm begging you. The way you are with your husband today, if anything happens and then the family that knows that you, even though you might not be with your husband every day, they know that you are a wife. Come back to tell you are not a wife. Rich wife, will you sit down quiet? Tell me.
I understand the woman. Oh, for that one there. I understand her, but
and when you take the case to the, because listen, if like the family head will recognize you, it's a different thing. But the family head that must recognize you says that no, you are not. And write you a letter and say that if you see your name in the funeral brochure, you should just count yourself lucky because you have children with your husband. Will you be quiet?
who did that?
That's Abusuapanin.
Abusuapanin was or have you?
Wrote and said, oh, who did a funeral brochure no more? It's just a favor they are doing here.
Really?
Yes, they wrote it, and they have to apologize to this woman for that nonsense. I'm saying it all. So I'm saying that if the judgment goes for ADOM and there's a proof of divorce that she doesn't know, she might decide to go and for appeal, or she will ask that then whatever she acquired with Lumba, her portion should be given to her. You see where the confusion will happen? And she will prove the things they have acquired.
Counselor, my brother died in South Africa.
Okay.
Now we are not only the year traditional wedding. No, signing was South Africa. But later there was misunderstanding. One day we need to know. Or Johnny, we know that was Hasi. Or the Sakoma Abusuapanin. Hello, Johnny. When you tell me about we know. Even the Ghpage with South Africa.
Because I don't know that the crack as you said. Yes. Because I know that crack as you said. Etina make us say. Baby, o mana me timu no kura ne say. Uye fia wade na de oba ne beto so ha. Omoji tumu say eye quarter wade.
Goldberry and Construction Limited for say main country say omo 5 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, finished apartment omo aye den eton with a flexible payment terms. Etabusioni ji ho a fa numbers na ego screen so no 020 70 36 710 na efromo na enomo endi eye ehon kom afeti so se opese omo si dan no from scratch to finish so betimi aboaw se wo da bi na pese omo pese omo renovate so edema so betimi aye den aboaw se enei o asase and I person already started so meet me I then aboa was akwan so say na so o de open building materials so abusuya omobetimi I then aboa say usi dan e na open drawing plan ultramodern one part so contact omo na abusuya munye bi emfama omo no bese no 020 70 36 710 020 70 36 710 abusuya from Mrs.